Hello, 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 hello. Weekly reset day is the day of all days. Um, I'm going to be looking at some builds after the weekly stuff, but I can also look at now. A little tiny bit, tiny bit. I also don't have any weapons. All the weapons that I wanted to release are getting a new interesting arcane. So, I need to like remove them from the list for now and add them later after the update. So yep. I can release like... No. I have to wait for the secondary arcane they're going to show. So I have to like release primary weapons. Now the question is, what primary weapon? I don't really know. I have to see what primary weapons I haven't released 2026. So if I go here, YouTube, and now I should like look at 2015 or just look at primary weapons. So all the AoE weapons I'm not going to touch until I get the new arcane and try to make a build out of these guys to see how they work. I don't know what to look into. I think I released all the 10th weapons, school weapons, and coda weapons, so we can ignore those guys. For the primes, I believe I released a lot of these guys. I think I released Baza, Stellax. Xeltra is going to be postponed because the new arcane. Boar is Incarnate, I released. Boltor is also released. Braton is Braton on the list? It's Incarnate, so it's going to be released next year, right? Next month. No, next year. Next month. Oh wait, we already in 1st of June? Oh. Okay, I can add now Incarnate to the list. So is Blood Prime Incarnate released this year? Doesn't look like it. Oh, I released in November 2025, so there's no point in me releasing this shit again. Corinth, I released this thing, right? Corinth. Why can't I find Corinth? There it is, 2026. Yep, Daiku was released a couple of days ago. Fullman is also released, I believe, 2026. Yep, Godfire released like a day ago. We also have later on, I believe I released Naginata. This thing is sucky. Panthera sucks. Paris Prime, I believe I released this. Paris Prime was released as well. Perigale. Perigale, looks like Perigale is April 11, 2026. Wait, I released this? No. Alright, Perigale is postponed. Phantasma, I believe I updated this build and released it. Yep, 2026. Still up to date. Scourge, I believe I released this thing as well. No, okay. Scourge has an AoE, but it isn't a good one, right? I can maybe add this to the list. Oh wait, I released it October 2025, so it's at the end of the year. Sucky, sucky, sucky. I have no light. I need to turn on my freaking... There we go. I can see. I heard my voice for a second. I removed that. Scorch was released. So I do remember I released that. Stradivar sucks. Stradivar. I released it February 12, 2025. It's not good. Did it generate any viewers for this build? I think a lot of people did look into this and they didn't like it. 7.9 thousand? I mean... I mean, I kind of have to release this. I haven't released this thing for quite a while. It doesn't have AoE, so I don't need to be worried about the new arcanes. So, or new arcane. So, Stradivar Prime. Oh, I need to look into that. Stern Prime, I released build video of this thing, right? Should be this year, May 1st, yep. Sybaris is on the list, I believe. Is this thing on the list? It should be. Where are my Incarnons? Looks like it's not on the list. Sekiro says Sybaris isn't. When was the last time I touched this? July 17, 2025. I can add this to the list. I don't care. But there are no changes that I did to this thing. Sniper, hey. Should you buy plat? It's all up to you. You can farm plat. Tronma Prime. Did I release a Tronma Prime build video? The last video I released of this thing was July 21st, 2025. So it was nearly a year ago. This thing doesn't have AoE, right? It has direct hit tag with the Allfire. But I don't believe this thing cares about that much, right? 6 meters, I think with Firestorm. Also, nah, it's not good at all. It gives you like 2 more meters. And it's not worth it. With a new mod, no. I will add this thing to the list. Tromna. Next Prime. Let's see. Vidaria, I released a build video of this thing. Vectis is getting Incarnos, and I'm not touching this. Zog is garbage. There's no point in releasing a build video of this. Cedo, did I release a build video of this? I think I did, right? Yep. Tiburon. Hey, I can release a Tiburon build. Sure. Tiburon is on the list. Tenora. Tenora. June 4th. It's been a year. Tenora Prime is on the list. Cernos Prime. July 25th, 2025. It's been a year since I released a YouTube video of this thing, so might as well just add it to the list. Alternox was a couple of months ago. Rubico. When was the last time I touched Rubico? November. It's been at the... yeah, it's at the end. And Tigris, I believe I released a YouTube video of this thing. Yep, May 13th. Did you change the Grendel build? No. Grendel is the same. What secondaries do we have here that are interesting? Is there any point to making a build video of these guys again? I mean, the last time I touched these dudes was 2024. Might as well add these guys to the list. I never made a proper YouTube video since 2024. It's been 2 years, so yep. Alright, one list done. You have all the dual-wielding pistols. I'm not touching those. Bronco Prime. Bronco Prime Incarna was April 2025. Might as well add this to the list. It's been nearly a year. Bronco P, we have to look into that thing. Epitaph, I do remember I released that. Hikao is still on the list. Nell Prime. I mean, I can add Nell Prime to the list. Nell Prime is on the list. Lex. When was the last time released a Lex? It was this year. Fuck. Pandero was also this year. Pyrana, I do remember it was this year. Saget came out at the end of the year. Yep, at the end of the year. Sicarus Prime is on the list. Spire is horseshit. I don't know, maybe I should just make a build video of this guy. Spyro Prime. I never released this Spyro Prime build, so might as well just format this, spend some time on this thing, call it shit, and call it a day. And Prime. Velox was released back in May 13, 2025. I mean, I can technically make a build video of this thing. Even if I said I don't feel like making it, but I will make one. Just to release something. Because of shitty YouTube algorithm. Zakti Prime was released back in May. Might as well add this to the list. Zakti P and Zylok is June 19, 2025. Yep, I need to add this to the list. So many primes, so many primes. So this one I will add this thing. Just to remember that I never, what do you call it? Never format. Spore Laser. I think Spore Laser is maybe the only weapon I might make a YouTube video on. So I will add Spore Laser. How do you spell this? No, that's Ketchup Moon. Why am I looking at this? Spore Laser. So that's how you spell it. That's another list finished. Am I close? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. We have weapons I can make YouTube videos on. Oh, my leg. Oh, it's inside my asshole. Oh, there we go. So there's something I want to create. Note. Before we do the weekly stuff. So we're going to look into all these Warframes. We're getting a new Arcane, which gives you 175% ability efficiency, which also locks it. But you have to use a projectile ability. We're going to look into all these Warframes that kind of need it or don't. This guy doesn't really use any projectiles. I don't know if his first ability counts as projectiles. He does shoot out shurikens, but I didn't see Pablo mentions Ash. He skipped Ash and he talked about Atlas's Wall. So Atlas's Vol, his second ability, can trigger the 175% ability efficiency, which technically can fix his energy economy, but I don't see a purpose of me using that. I can remove the fourth ability. So let's say, I don't know if he doesn't need battery anymore. How much ability strength, how much freaking energy does he have? So with just flow, you have 755. This is going to be the brand new mod. Persistence is going to be a source of survivability on him. Then we're going to do Steel Charge into Cunning. That he doesn't need specific amount of armor. So we can just do Vitality and Intensify. That gives him decent amount of health, persistence, survivability, massive armor pool, so he can survive initial hits, and he's also going to survive burst DPS. This is going to be the brand new Arcane. The other mods we can use on this guy is, this is a no-brainer. This thing, he needs this. But if he uses this, there's no point of using the brand new Arcane. He doesn't need that. He fixes all the energy problems with this. Orgaze is like additional energy economy. If you use Influence, you get some energy generation, and Battery increases your maximum energy. That's like more than enough energy economy. Maybe this is unnecessary. Because Octavia is boring. She is boring and unnecessary for most content. Other Warframes do what she does faster. She's just very slow. She's very stationary. That's it. Yeah, I don't believe I'm going to use this on Atlas. Now I'm looking at it, there's no point. Maybe building for ability strength. No, this just fixes everything. Stretch isn't even that impressive when it comes to energy economy, but Equilibrium with battery is like more than enough, and Orgaze just gives you like additional loot. So when you kill enemies, you get like more loot. Persistence may be overkill, but like it's kind of nice just to have, and Triple Umbra, I don't know, I don't see myself using it on him. She doesn't spawn any objects. Gloom Silence combo is quite nice on her. She doesn't need this. Yeah, I don't see myself using that. He doesn't need that, there's no point of using. Maybe you can, if this counts. Let me see Pablo's tweet. Oh my god, I'm going on into Twitter, boys. Wish me luck. Oh god, it's Twitter. Pablo. Looks like the new Warframe's augment is going to... the new Warframe's helmet ability is going to be the one that has like those stars that are like around you. Let me just see something. Dude, I cannot find a tweet about Pablo. Where do I find a tweet? Fuck. Dunes, hey, we're going to start soon. Where's the Pablo tweet? Oh my god, Twitter is also useless. Just gay stuff. Pablo, where is your shitty tweet about what you mentioned about these freaking... looking for it, still looking. Dude, I cannot find a Pablo tweet. Holy shit. Where did it go? Pablo. Found it. Nope. This one? Nope. What if I... in a past week? There we go, found it. Oh, found it, boys. So Pablo said here, Atlas's Wall, Site 9's Ammo, Folly Stings, Frost Globe, Garas, Ivara, Zipline, and Bubble, Mirage's Disco Ball, Nova's Portal, and many others. So the question is, does this count? Even if it doesn't, do I see myself removing something for that? I don't know. Does he need energy economy? He doesn't really need energy economy that much. Even if he can trigger that with disability, and you can easily refresh this, which you always will. So I remove this for that. I lose ability strength. But my build already has Blind Rage and doesn't care. No, I don't see myself using it on Baruch. Caliban, does he need that? He doesn't really care about that as well. Yeah, flow with his first ability. Yep, he doesn't need that. Kind of useless. Chroma, if it triggers 3 is 4, that's still garbage. Citron doesn't need this. She has her 1 for energy economy. Site 9 might use this. Yeah, Site 9 might use this, boys. That fixes all of the problems with energy. So we're no longer going to use this, and we're no longer going to use this. But we have to remove Arcane Avenger or Arcane Crepuscular. Ooh. Arcane Avenger is quite good. Arcane Crepuscular is just way too good for Invisible Warframe. And he doesn't really need this, to be honest. No. Because you spam this and this scales horribly. This doesn't really care about it. You never use that. And you never use that. And Norwich doesn't care about that as well. You only care about a little bit of energy multiplier, and the viral damage is like okay at best. So there is no point in using this on Site 9. Yep, Arcane Avenger, Arcane Crepuscular is just way too good. Dagot, don't care about her. Dante, doesn't care. Ember. She needs a rework. Equinox, doesn't care. Okay, let's say this. Equinox has an object. She doesn't have one. Yeah, she has no objects. You have to like get rid of pillage. You have to like subsume something like Noko's mushroom to trigger cap efficiency. I think with just fleeting expertise fixes that problem. She doesn't care about duration, and she doesn't care about ability string stacking. You just need a little bit. No. No point of Equinox. That's literally just her only build. He does not have an object. His 1, no, 2, no, 3, no, 4, no. Maybe the waves count, but I don't believe so. I think it's ability, not an object. Folly doesn't care about that. She has her passive. You use Equilibrium, and that's literally more than enough. Frost. The only thing you complement is like give yourself more overguard, but his overguard doesn't scale that high. It has a really horrible base scaling. Not really, I think it's fine. No, it's fine. So if I were to make this build, we're going to remove what? Battery? And this is going to be the new equilibrium. Biting Frost and Avalanche is staying. This is staying. This can go. And Blind Rage. $36K. It's going to be like around 40K. Equilibrium. Equilibrium might have to stay. Maybe we can remove Equilibrium for flow. Equilibrium just gives it a nicer energy economy. Also, why is this bugged? Wait, his energy pool is 150. But in Frost, there is no point of playing him without this. So you're only playing him for Overguard? why are you even playing Frost if you're just playing him for Overguard? This is literally the only... This is literally the only... what do you call it? Reason to play Frost is with these two dudes. There's no point of playing him without these two. He's nothing. He's just Overguard. Armor Strip is overrated. No, she doesn't trigger weak point hits. She cannot target things, sadly. So this, the new mod, and you have to use... So you're going to start by pressing this. So yeah, you're going to press this. And that's going to reduce the energy. He needs flow. He needs battery as well. Ice Storm. Ice Storm gives him duration. He kind of likes duration. He kind of likes strength. Maybe we can remove this for battery. Maybe I can remove stretch. 35 meters. Goes down to 28 meters. It's still 30 meters. Yeah, it's fine. So it's going to be something like this with power. Yeah, it's going to be this. This is more than enough energy economy. Because he needs some maximum energy. He needs this still. Maybe I can remove this for stretch. He does need to have some sort of maximum energy. Or maybe just get rid of this. This is going to be capped. He doesn't care about that much range, to be honest. Like 35 meters is like flow you need because he has like no energy. 427 is like more than enough. There's no point of playing Frost without this. There's really no point. If you just fucking playing for Overguard, that's completely a dead Warframe. That's like generally the shittiest Warframe ever. You're still going to remove the second ability for something. Maybe Rhino Roar this time. Because there's no point in playing Nourish. So yeah, you definitely do Rhino Roar. Rhino Roar plus this, plus survivability. You can cast abilities. There's no point in using anything else. So this is going to be around 40, maybe even 40 to 50,000. Find me an enemy. Dunes, if I make a YouTube video, people are going to be like, where is Biting Frost? I get your logic, but still. People are still going to ask that. Also, if I remove this, what the fuck am I going to add here? Nothing. There's nothing useful. Transient Fortitude. There's no point of playing him without having at least 2 systems. You're only playing him for freaking Overguard. He's garbage. He's completely garbage. If his whole existence is Overguard. Transient Fortitude plus this plus Ice Storm. That might be nicer. 30 meter AoE is like more than enough. 44,000. It's going to be like 50,000. If I add Equilibrium, that's going to give him another layer of survivability. Health is like just for... Armor improves the fort ability, yeah, but not a lot. So this right here... So yeah, this here can be whatever. So this can be this. I need to add a V polarity on this guy. So this build is dead. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is going to be a V polarity here. I'm going to get 7 plus 6. That's going to be 13. And this is going to be like what? Biting Frost? Equilibrium? Hell conversion? I mean, I can go back to health conversion. But if I'm doing this, it's better for me to use like Arcane Battery overflow. But I need... Ice Storm is just quite good. Health conversion doesn't really do much. It gives you like very little bit of bullshit. Like I can just do this. Health conversion. So with health conversion... Alright, let's do it without health conversion. Without health conversion. We're going to freeze these bitches right here. Boom. We get 7 when we freeze. Give me a second. Get rid of this bitch. $17K. $28K. $38K. $44K, and I believe that's capped. Maybe not, let's see. Yeah, 44K. So 44K. Now let's do health conversion. Boom. He gets more? Maybe I was wrong. Let's see. 44K. Should be more. No. It's the same. He just gets more faster. Yeah, he just gets faster. Wait, how does this work again? Let me just read. Range is good. Okay, grants 60 overguard per enemy hit. Overguard increases by 20% of your armor. Overguard increases by 20% of your armor once per enemy. It increases the amount you get with armor per enemy. So it just gives you like more overguard. It doesn't increase your maximum overguard. It just gives you more overguard. So if I were to add like armor, like this, it stays to 44,850. 44,850. So armor doesn't increase the amount of that you get from overguard. It just gives you a quicker burst. So less spammy. Less spams. That's lame. I thought it was like increases, like it scales with whatever. Whatever. Growing power. What's the other one? What's the other one called? Ice Storm? Ice Storm. this, that. It's going to be Equilibrium, Biting Frost. Equilibrium or Biting Frost. No, Dunes, to be honest, I also thought he gave you more. It just gives you quicker overguard. Same amount. That's bullshit. Okay, now you learn. So you get around 54,000 with capped Ice Storm. So 54,000 with capped Ice Storm. So that's how much more? 40. What was it before? I don't remember. 44,000, 54,000. So you get like 10,000 more. This does give you how much again? 40%. 40%. This gives you 25%. So that's 65% ability strength. So yeah, it's going to be... I don't know. I will add a V polarity. Should I add a V polarity now? No, I should not add it now. Yeah, this is going to be Equilibrium or Biting Frost. Yuppity yup yup. That's going to be the new... You don't use Frost unless for mobile defense? Believe me, we only use them for mirror defense. Use it with max efficiency, see if we can live without battery. Let's see. He can live without battery. I think flow is enough. You need to have some sort of maximum energy. So let's remove these two. I can't, Deans, because of Blind Rage. There we go. So that's going to be... It's going to be 25 energy. 25 energy, you're going to kill enemies, they're going to drop energy. You're going to sustain yourself. This is going to be 12 energy, so you're going to easily refresh this. And your 1 and 2 are just dead. Maybe you can use Rhino Roar over this. Yeah, Rhino Roar over the 2. Or maybe 1. It doesn't really matter. Both of them are garbage. $25 energy, you're going to spam this couple of times. Yeah, this is more than enough. You just use this. I don't believe you need to use Equilibrium. I don't believe you need to use Equilibrium. We will see. I think this is definitely going to be the build. This is 100% going to be the build on Frost. So let's add Frost on the list. We're going to do the weekly soonish. So Frost kind of likes this. I think Gar is going to love this a lot. Sweep, sweep, sweep build is definitely getting an upgrade. Gara's problem is she spams way too much. So removing this and using... I hope it works with this ability. I hope Pablo does something and... Yeah, I hope it works with the third ability. I hope I can just press my third ability. He said here... Gara's fourth ability. He didn't say the first ability, he said the fourth ability. I hope it works with this. It should work. It's an object, it should work. If it doesn't work, that's going to be so annoying. But he also said that Ivara's bubble and Zephyr's Ivara's bubble and zipline work, so this should also work. If this works with the new mod, that will be huge. That's going to be freaking amazing. So I will definitely do something like this. Let's see. I have too many dash polarities. Fucking hell. I need to change this. So many dash polarities. So Blind Rage is definitely going to be used. We're still going to use Overextended because of the AoE sweep. And maybe Transient Fortitude. Because we lost Fleeting Expertise, which gives us negative. So I might use Transient Fortitude. So I need to start adding V polarities. If it works. I'm not going to touch this. Her 4 is object. Her 4 works, but I want her 3 to work because it's faster and more useful. Her 4, you have to double tap. It's fast, but you have to double tap. Plus, it's going to use more energy. You will start with... You need to remember that you need to press this. Right, to get 175. And this is going to be with Blind Rage. With Blind Rage, it's going to be 116 ability strength. Not ability strength. 116 drain, energy drain. So you need to start with negative... You're going to start with negative energy. Which is iffy. But if it works with this is 75 energy. Wait, this is this. Wait, these two are the same? Oh. Wait, what the fuck? Her 4 is 75, it's not 100? Okay. Okay, I will wait. I will freaking wait. Maybe I don't need this. Alright, you just shield gave it brief. I think brief, and we can now finally add this. I think these two is enough, right, dudes? These two? Because you're going to cap ability... Oh, wait. On ability cast... oh, wait, no. Yeah, you need that. You need a shield. You need a shield. Yeah. Because you're going to be capped ability efficiency. Yeah, you need a shield because you're going to be capped. You're not going to get a lot of... yeah. So this, intensify. This stays, of course. So we're definitely going to use Transient Fortitude over here. That's still going to give me... It's not going to be below 100%. It's going to be less. And this gives you 27.5. Okay. Yeah, you need to keep everything. I still have to keep flow. So what do I get rid of here? I get rid of Molt. Yeah, Molt goes for the new mod. So I lose little bit of ability strength, but I still get a lot more. I get 39% more ability strength here, and Transient Fortitude also gives me 55, so I get more ability strength and quicker ability strength. With Molt, you need to kill enemies. So this build is going to be around 200% ability strength, 200% range, 175 ability efficiency, and slightly above... yeah, this is old. I added this a long time ago. I regret it. I regret it. But I'm not I'm not removing this. Yeah, it's old. This is going to be huge. And we can use Wrathful Advance and Rhino Roar. Now we can use Rhino Roar. Wrathful Advance is going to give us a lot of abilities, not ability strength. It's going to give us like 400% critical chance. So I might see T1, T2 crits. T1, T2 red crits. Plus, you get a lot more raw damage. So my burst DPS is going to go up, and my DPS is going to go up. Oof. Okay. Okay, we have to wait. Gara, I'm adding Gara to the list. Gara Prime. Garuda doesn't need that. Gauss doesn't need that. Grendel doesn't have any objects. Plus, I have to disconnect myself from my tree to use an ability. Maybe his fort ability? No, I don't believe it works. You technically suck enemies, and you turn them into objects to do AoE damage. If that works, that will be huge for Grendel. That will be huge. Because you use them as a object, as a ammunition for AoE. If that works, that will be freaking huge, but I don't believe it works. Because enemies are classified like entities. That will fix energy problems on Grendel completely. Nourish owner. I mean, Nourish plus that will be huge. Geyer does not need that. No, she's duration based. Harrow doesn't need that. Hildren doesn't care about any of those. He kinda can use this, right? You can use this on him. You'll fix energy problems. Yeah, you technically can use this shit on him. You can remove duration. So you can spend more abilities, I guess. He is. But who cares about Hydroid? Nobody plays him. Doesn't need it. She doesn't need it. She can use it, technically. I think the AoE build might be better. I only have Streamline? Damn. So I can use Blind Rage. So we can use, technically, Blind Rage here. And that's going to give me stronger Rhino Roar. And my fort ability gets, like, more raw damage. But that still doesn't fix her problems. So I get rid of this, I guess. Yeah, you get rid of this for more ability strength. Because she can trigger this. She can literally trigger this. What did Pablo say? He said Ivara's bubble and zipline can trigger this. That's going to be slightly annoying how you play her. But yeah, she can use that. I believe this is going to be the build. So that's fine. Who is next? Jay, does Jay care about this? Does she have an object? This is technically an object. Is this an object? She like creates a bubble. If Ivara's bubble creates an object or triggers an object, this should also trigger it, right? Because you toss an object that lingers. So this should work. If this works, Jade is going to be huge. But you have to get rid of like Velocity or Archinegus. So let's say we get rid of this. We also get rid of this and this. We can now use Blind Rage. Transient Fortitude stays. We add more range, I guess. Yeah, It's going to be something like this. That's huge. Well, this is even the difference between Earth Shatter and EQ. Earth Shatter is much better than EQ. EQ is more dot oriented than burst. Earth Shatter is more burst. You can also snapshot. You can like shotgun when you detonate the pillars with Warcries. I think if it works with Jade's first ability, or maybe even her third ability, if it works with one of these two, that's going to be awesome. This is going to be the next Jade build. Maybe remove Growing Power for something else. I can also do something... No. How much? 25. 25 is fast deflection, I guess. That's going to be like enough. Maybe I can get rid of this and use this now. Because I'm going to buff this a lot. How much stronger is this? 18. It doubles it. No, it doesn't double it, but it gives you 10% more. So that's going to be 165, bigger AoE by 4 meters, which is... It isn't that much, but still. All fire becomes 10 meter AoE. So if it works with Jade, this is going to be awesome. That's going to fix Jade problems. So I will add Jade to the list. But let's hope it works. Jade. Let's do the weekly. Let's do the weekly stuff. We're going to go back to this. We're going to go back to this. So Frost, Gara, and Jade. Maybe Ivara. I will add Ivara to the list. Add a question mark. Ivara Prime, question mark. Save. Let's save it here. Alright, weekly boys, log in. First weekly. EDA. Do. Who wants to join? Dunes? Sniper? Who is joining? The new efficiency arcane? Yes. When you create an object, not every Warframe has an object. You have to like subsume stuff if you want to create objects. It gives you 175% locked ability efficiency. So that means even if you add Blind Rage is not going to reduce your ability efficiency. So you have forever 175% ability efficiency for 12 seconds. And you can easily recast the object ability. Hey, give me that. You little fucker. Just ignore it for now. Will Mirage work? For her caster AoE ESO build, yes, but for gun buffer Mirage, she doesn't really care about it. Pablo said it works with her 4. So when Mirage uses her 4, it uses less energy. And triggers the arcane. But her 4 still like tickles. It requires so much. I got Hildren, we won. No, that's the wrong Hildren. Assassination, mirror defense. Hema. Pox? No, what is that? Oh, Tysus. And Poop Assist. Poop Assist. I don't care. Who cares? Whatever. Activating ability inflict 50. This is going to kill me. Mirror defense disruption. I will just use roar to buff everybody. And it's going to be Vermi with that. Boys, I don't see you online. Freedom, I see freedom. Dunes, log in. Dunes, I don't see you, man. You have to log in. It's WARFRAME time. It's FOMO time. Weekly FOMO. Come on. What is getting nerfed in the next update? Nothing. Nothing. We're getting a new Warframe that looks like it has a lot of downsides. Downtime DPS and downtime burst. So, who knows? Looks like the new Arcane is going to be designed for the new Warframe. Your Railjack is getting nerfed? Dude, nobody plays Railjack, dudes, remember. Who plays Railjack? Who the hell is going to play Railjack, even Steelpath Railjack? Crazy people. Fancy limbo. I did. These two? I did. Pretty good colors. I think I invited you. Poop assist. I got a Hildren, I'm ready to freaking obliterate. It won't arrive. Give me a second. Let me see. There you go. Are you alcoholic? Dunes, are you alcoholic? There's no way. Dunes is a minor. Dunes is a minor, he's not allowed to drink. Am I right, Dunes? Tell him. Dunes is only 11 years old. He's only 11. He plays Fortnite. He plays Fortnite. He's listening to um, the Zoomer freaking music. I forgot the name. I'm too old. I'm too old for this world. You got Protea. Let's go. Sniper, are you also ready? Because when I press start, it immediately starts. Listen to rest in peace, my granny. She got hit by a bazooka. NTB? Boom. I forgot that she also crowd controls. Dude, Hilgen is ridiculous. A large AoE crowd control, freaking status cleanse, freaking shield, regen. Armor strip, shield strip. The only thing Hildren is missing is proper direct hit and proper single target DPS. And then we are cooking. Dude, I can't see the thing. Did you boys already pick everything up? No, it was delayed. What the fuck? Boo 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 doo doo boo doo boo. Do 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 do. Run, roar, scream. Boo 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 doo 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 doo. Today no YouTube videos, boys. I was setting up YouTube videos today on stream. A bunch of primes and incarnons I have to release. There we go. I'm bugged. Fuck you, game. Don't do that. There we go. I'm no longer bugged. I'm free. I'm excited for a new update. There's a bunch of build diversity is going to happen with AoE weapons, with warframes. I'm excited. More YouTube videos. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be sexy. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to like it. We still have to see the other two augments and the other two arcanes. We're getting a arcane for secondaries, I believe, and maybe for melee weapons. I hope. I hope secondaries get something that is really freaking good and interesting. Nice. We need a little bit more for the pillars. Nice. Boo doo 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 doo. Boop boo boop boop boo 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 boom. Yoink. 40 more seconds of this miserable G mode. Run a roar for everybody. Except for one. Haru didn't get it. Pussy. Pussy. I still don't know how I feel about the new Warframe. I still don't know how I feel about it. I still don't know. Also, someone said that when you're in your 4, you're immortal. So what's the point of all that survivability he has? You know, he has this health sustain, he has the one that dodges, he has the one that like slowly revives, the health regeneration one. Then he has the one that like blocks or technically evades attacks. So what's the point of all of that when your fourth ability gives you immortality? Question mark? Yet again, Pablo strikes with his immortality logic. And I will be honest, if people like remove the fourth ability, I generally don't see a purpose playing the new Warframes. Because his whole gimmick is with his fourth ability. I think all of his abilities are garbage. Another generic crowd control, another generic energy economy, or technically health economy, and another generic armor strip. So I don't really know. Okay. Yeah, the grouping, they didn't show the grouping well. There were not a lot of enemies. Okay, I got freaking destroyed by AoE. They didn't show the black hole properly. That's why I don't like how they explain stuff. They rush way too much. That's why we need to get the Warframe ourselves to figure shit out. Because sometimes you get surprised. Hi, you can animation cancel with her 4. Interesting. Sharlaku. Like, his 4 just has way too much downtime. It's just going to be 2 yellows for cast speed, spam his 1, and then press 4. That's how I look at it. Five yellow for cast speed? Yeah, get the freaking ultimate ability as fast as possible. It's going to be two. What the hell just happened? I got one tapped. My shield broke immediately and my health was damaged immediately. Something happened right there. That was very weird. My health and shield went immediately out. Some questionable shit just happened. Okay, okay, buddy. Okay. Test build of Warframe. Looks like Pablo lately has been creating Warframes just to have like abilities for you to constantly cycle and spam until you get the proper damage ability. When you look at Folly, how you have to constantly swap between stuff. But nobody does that and everybody just spams barrels. When you look at Uriel, you have to spam his 3, rely on his minions to get the charges for your 4, to press your 4. You know, there's always some kind of new Warframe that has to have some kind of downside. Downtime DPS or downtime burst or something. It doesn't... He's trying to add like force gameplay loop for us as players. But that's not really how stuff works. Because players are always going to do something that isn't what developers envisioned. But the way Pablo creates Warframes, he like forces this gameplay onto us. Instead of we are the ones that create a certain gameplay loop. Oh yes. So yeah, I don't really know. I think it's just going to be spam 1, get 4, and then press 4 and burst, and then press 1 again like 6 times, or how many times you need to get... what do you call it? To get the fort ability. Hey, yellow shard. That's why a lot of older Warframes are played in newer Warframes, because older Warframes we have the freedom, and they are not created to be overly complicated. You just press buttons and you go. What does Korra do? You just press 1. You know, there's nothing else to do. You just press 1. What does Gara do? Just press 1. What does Hildren do? Press 4 and press Hellfire. Nothing overly complicated. Mesa, press 4. Volt presses 2, sometimes presses 3, sometimes holds his 1, but mostly it's going to be you pressing your 2 to run fast. A lot of newer Warframes, you have to play with your ball sack, spin around while looking up, and then you can press your 4. There he is. Echo Voka. Someone died. Oh yeah, Protea. Protea might be much better now. Because if her 2, her main ability, is an object, and Pablo did confirm it was an object, she will have 100% uptime on her turret, right? Oh no, wait. With the augment for her 2 and 3, it's duration based, right? Ugh. We have to look into that. do 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 do. I wish that affected me. But it doesn't, it only affects you boys. I mean, that's kinda nice, you have a, like, massive energy region. I wish this spawns more freaking eyes. I mean, this is going to spawn all the eyes. Spawns 2 only? There we go. Okay, now we can fight the boss. There he is. Fraggy. Fuck you, Fraggy. Hey! Stop it. I want the usability. Oh yeah, he blocks the incoming projectiles. What a pussy. Detonate. Damn, this guy was annoying and now he's nothing. Now he's nothing. He used to be something, now he's nothing. Oh, red shard. Nice. Nice. Also, we need to buy from Bird. He's selling a red shard. What? I don't have enough. Whatever. Alright. Alright, so let's do ETA. ETA. You didn't get a single Tau Force this week? Oof.
Finally, I get to go. How are you the most
Bro taught me how to play my main.
got a set of crisis events lined up for you.
I don't know, maybe people don't know that Hildren now uses her 4. Because the way he wrote it, it's like Hildrens are not playing, not using her 4. I got Temple. We got defense. Is this the annoying one? Creates a field that disrupts players' abilities while drains energy to boost players' health. First, slowly loses health when no players are in range. So it turns off our abilities when you're near flare. I'll play Neja. Sybaris. I got Furies. And Frogor. Let's see. I'll mess around with this like last time. Unlock. Boom. Boom and boom. Oh yeah, I have to invite the boys. I always forget to invite the boys.
Hiya, freaky space friend. Elmir and Minerva are ready when you stand
Then
by.
some operator and drifter is blocked. Cast, ammo. Yeah, we just removed this. The operator stuff. And that's it. Don't forget to buy the bullshit.
Whatever.
Escapist, cha-ching, hotshot, cha-ching, and Fallout, cha-ching. Remember, one hotshot is 40 plat, I believe, or 35. How much is a hotshot? Warframe market. Arcane hotshot. 20. What the fuck happened? No. What do you mean 20? What about... Oh. It's 400, nearly 450 plat. A set.
There you go.
Delicious.
Dude, I'm so glad it's you.
Give me a few seconds, alright. Give the man some seconds. Few of them. He needs those seconds, those fewer seconds. On aim. So on aim, negative 80 explosion radius, but plus 100% damage and 5.5 ammo efficiency for every 1 minute radius lost. So when you aim, you get the stats. So if you don't aim, you don't get the stats. For the AoE arcane that we are getting soon. On creating an object with abilities, ability efficiency is locked to 175 for 12 seconds. We have to see. We indeed have to see. My stream died. Give me a second. They were thank you for Xeltron for that one. We will look into it after the ETA.
Okay. Get your loadout ready, because once you're locked in, I cannot rule out a whole run going to hell.
And after ETA, we're going to look into it. I don't know, are you going to lose that AoE splash? The AoE splash doesn't really do a lot, but it helps. You need to go? Alright, dudes, alright. What is this? Survival? I always forget about this horrible passive this fucking asshole has. I hate this passive. The fuck was that? No, we got a Hildren. We won. We won. We can turn off our brains. Try not to be near flare. Hunter. Not hunter. Sniper. Do 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 ba do 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 do. Dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Oh yeah, this is 10 minutes, I forgot. He gone. My shitty cat, man. It just constantly dies. Reload. Boop, boop, boop. Let me use some Furies. Why not? So use some Furies. Oh my goodness, you boys are hitting me. Oh, I didn't swap the build. No, I wanted the blast build. Ah, whatever. Alright, done. There we go. Yellow and red. That's kinda good. For a first mission, it's yellow and red. Yellow red weekly. Kinda nice. I'm going to get to the point where every single Warframe has a shard, and then shards are going to be useless. Like every other material in this game. I think around 70, maybe even 80% of my Warframes have shards. You do persistence onto permanent injury. I forgot the what it was. Each person modifier grants one. Max health reduces each time health damage is taken. Yeah, persistence kinda doesn't like that. So he eats my energy to heal himself, but I'm looking at his health and his health is going down. So this modifier is bullshit. So Flare creates a field that disables abilities, while draining energy to boost Flare's health. Do you have to like spam abilities near Flare? No. I don't get how this works. Now he's healing. But then he lost health. What? I don't get it. Shield users. Alright, now the harder part. Do 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 do. Dude, I'm hitting your head. What the fuck? Wait, that's not his head. What am I shooting? There we go. I was maybe shooting his ass. You wipe. I'm stuck. I'm no longer stuck. Hey. Is this the final wave? It is. And red shard. Omniforma. I mean, that's fine. Omniforma. Pilipack is garbage. We got Omniforma. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind that. That's kind of nice. Messenger of Long Forgotten Gods. That's a massive title. And a very edgy one. I just realized we have a Frost. Did this Frost ever give us, like, Overguard? Do you have Overguard, son? Any Overguard? ZX Gaming Twitch. Uh-huh. Twitch. He maybe doesn't have Overguard. He has a massive base shield, which means he's using redirection. What the fuck? The fuck was that? Dunes? Where's the streamer? He died. We lost the streamer. I can go and revive this guy. You boys focus on the cat. There you go. He's back. I'm going to crash out. If he gave us Overguard, this could have been much easier for him and us. He's MR21. He should have the augment. Maybe he doesn't like the augment. I don't know. Where is it? It's bugging me out. I see one. Stop it. Love how tanky they are. Yep. I wish I had the other build. The blast electricity one. Could have been much nicer. Than this shitty build. I mean, both of these builds are good, but the blast one is nicer. Last one, and the suffering is done. Oh, it could be that he doesn't even play Frost, that's why. I need to remember not everybody plays every Warframe. Yep. I need to remember that. Where's this bitch? I cannot damage this guy. Why? I mean, that was the easiest headshots of my life. Okay, he one-tapped me. That was fun. Where are you running? Where are you running? Are we done? We're free, boys. Neverlasting suffering is finished. Get spell suppression, bro. I need to travel my Atlas tree, not Atlas tree, my skill tree for the suppression. I need to anoint. Dunes, what does GNG mean? To me, that sounds to me gotta go. I remember we talked about GNG. What does GNG mean? I know GNG means got to go. What does GNG mean? It means gang? Ah. GG's. I'm old. I'm very old. I don't know those small words. What mod do you get on the Fury? What mod? I made a build video. It still holds up. No changes. Still up to date. There are two builds. Both of them are very good. I like the second build more, the Blast Electricity one. I will highly recommend to look at it because Furies is like top 5 strongest single target weapons. It's a Roblox slang? Oh, really? Ah. It means gangster, gangster. Ah, okay, gotcha. Is Uncle also a Roblox? I know people type this to me. Is this also Roblox? Instead of saying Uncle, you say UNC. No problem, Hunter. Sniper. I don't know what the hell am I calling you, Hunter. No? Burston this month. I mean, these two are the best ones. Then these two, then this. And this is nice. What else? Garbage. All this is garbage. No, not a worth. Skip. Tech rot. Garbage. No. Melee Arcane isn't that bad. I need to kill the tank for the Forma. I'd rather eat ass. Is this only good for this? It's only good for this, I guess. Melee Arcane Adapter. I kinda need this for builds. Because I always have to waste 20 plat. Yeah, I'll do this. I don't care. Let's go. Who do I have to kill? Kill Tekrot. Easy. Tekrot. Steel Path. Let's do this real quick. Then we go into Simulacrum and look at builds. Look at builds! Okay. I'm nearly done with this, a little bit more. Hey. There we go. Maxed out that. Next. I believe that I'm done with the Nightwave as well. I got the skin, so I don't have to worry about this. No, I need 1,000. What's a fast one? Deploy a Spectre. I don't have that. I don't care. I don't care. Even if I miss the skin, I don't really care. A melee crit, energy pickup gives you ability range. Or melee crit, give me ability range. Enemy kill with a melee weapon. Which one? Does it matter? Nope, it doesn't matter. Going back to Tech Rot. We're nearly done with this. Nearly done with this. 150 enemies isn't a problem. What the hell did you do to my health? Come on. Yep, done. Next. Deploy a crawl crew? I don't have that. I don't have any of those. I never had a Spectre. Let me see. Maybe I do have one. Maybe I have one long time ago. I guess I never ever made a Spectre. Call a crew? Oh, wait, I do have this. Wait a second, I have this. Maybe that's a free item. No. No hunter. Sniper, Jesus, why am I calling you hunter? Don't need... Give me endo. Skull draw and the last one. Containers for this? Nah, I'll just grab this. 350 skull draw dudes. And we're done. I don't know why the hell am I calling you hunter. There was a guy called Hunter on my channel. He's no longer with us. He became a lawyer. He despawned. Boop, boop. We're nearly done. Our suffering is going to end. 150 more enemies. 150. A 100. A hundo. 200. Plenty more. I want this shit to end. I want to look into builds. This is not fun. These chores are getting annoying. We're done. Alright. Today I had my first day at the job and my manager is awful, so I'm going to quit. She's going to be better with a new upcoming update. She's going to be much better. Skip and thank you. Alright, we're done. Simulacrum days. Let's go back and look into some weapons. Where is the file that I saved all my bullshit? Found it. Found it. So Frost is going to use the new arcane. Gara, Ivara, Jade. Jade is a question mark. Jade is also a question mark. Because maybe it works on her, maybe it doesn't. Yeah, Gara is good. Gara is good. Maybe I will use this on site now. Oh no, wait, he cannot use Rhino Roar. Never mind. Never mind. He's testing you. Yeah, don't immediately quit. Sniper, just wait. Maybe he's just a serious person. So we were here, right? Korra is definitely going to use this. So if I were to change something on Korra... farm build can stay for now, I don't care. Maybe I can get rid of the farm build. You can get rid of this. And this is going to be the brand new... Yeah, I can do something like this. There we go, for the farm build. Brief or cat with the new dot. You're definitely going to use this. Yeah, I think it's going to be this. Because her 4 can trigger the new arcane. Plus I have dispensary. Yeah. Now for these two. So I did remove her 3, which is the smartest thing I did. So one thing we need to hope is... So when you press this, you get so you're going to start by having... we have flow. We have flow. So this should be fine. And then you add this. And then you add Transient Fortitude. And your ability strength goes up to 254%. That's a 250% flat critical chance from Rifle Advance. And you get a lot of raw damage from Whipclaw. So this is a massive DPS increase, but we have to remove Molt Augmented, which is fine. It was my field and was force as well. Dunes, I already told you. He doesn't care about ability strength. So there's no point of using that. There's generally no point. Arcane Avenger gives you 100% uptime with combustion, with combat discipline. You have 100% uptime on flat kill chance, which is very important on the AoE, so you can burst DPS enemies with a headshot. You will have a 100% chance for a yellow crit, which is very important for the Icarius Prime. There is no point of using that whole freaking mod, Arcane. This gives you power, and this is more than this is like enough. Yep. There's nothing here to add. Blind Rage doesn't really do anything. Nor does you don't want to make Varl higher than anything else. This scales horribly. This doesn't care about anything, and I'm not using this, so there's no point. There's generally no point, dudes. You can hate it, but there's nothing else to use here. The build is just going to lose damage for pointless quality of life. Korra. So yeah, Korra is going to be this. So you press 4. You trigger the arcane. You cap ability efficiency, and you get a lot of raw damage. You double your raw damage while also tripling this, right? 43%. Nearly doubling. Yeah, nearly doubling this. Surprisingly, it isn't a massive DPS increase. Wait, what did I remove? Oops. So this is going to be 100%, 160% crit chance, I guess. I removed the VIP build. Blind Rage. So with this, it goes up to 199. Never mind, you nearly tripled this. You get 150% more flat crit chance. And you double your raw damage, you double your damage. So double damage plus this, more consistent crit tiers. That should be like 100. No, it's like 80% damage increase overall. Maybe even more. No, it's more. Because this is your raw damage. And this is doubling it, so it's over 100% damage increase. Same goes with this build. You remove these two. You add Blind Rage. You add Transient Fortitude. And you remove this. And Rhino Roar is now much higher. 76.2%. You're just much better. And you're going to trigger this always, so you get a little bit of energy regen. I made a build video on Uriel. It still holds up. Still holds up. You can check it out. So yeah, I think all of these builds are just going to use Blind Rage. I'll still keep this because... Maybe not. Maybe we can get rid of this now. Maybe I can get rid of this for no cause. But there is no point. Yeah, maybe I can get rid of this for Noko's mushroom. Yeah, Noko's mushroom is going to be here now. That's going to give me more energy, better energy economy. And it's going to give me ability string for quicker bursts. Yep. So she definitely gets mega buffed. So Korra is definitely on the list. It's a no-brainer. Kume doesn't care. Kalervo... He doesn't care about it. Lavos doesn't care about it. Limbo... Limbo might like this. I mean, Limbo might like anything, to be honest. Limbo might like anything. With Limbo, you're going to get rid of Multi-Augmented. And if it works with his fourth ability, which it should... This should work on his 4. So you press your 4, that's going to be 25 energy. All of his abilities use less energy. And you're going to have a much easier time. But what do we remove here? Nothing, right? We just remove this. And the build is just better. Better ammo economy. Better energy economy. Yeah, you need everything here. Yep. Yep, that's it. Just better just better energy economy on Limbo. So I will add Limbo here. I will add a question mark because I don't know if it works with Limbo's 4. It should. If it doesn't, it's kind of weird. I will add a question mark. Next, Loki. His 1 is an object, right? It should be an object, but Loki doesn't care about ability strength that much. And you remove his 1 or 4. No, you remove his 4. So you remove his 4, but he doesn't really care about it. He's a strength duration frame. Mag, her 2 might be a object. It should be an object. Right? This should be an object. So this goes. And you get rid of this as well. He does when he kills enemies, but it's not enough. So you do this, I guess. And you add like more range. You add like more range, I guess. She doesn't care about ability. Yeah, strength is useless on her. This with this, yeah, that's pretty much it. You have now positive duration. Yeah, I believe it's this. I think Mag might like it. Her 2 might be a object. It should work. I will add a question mark. So I have to look into Mag. Mesa, does Mesa care about this? She doesn't have any objects, right? And with the input as build, she doesn't care about it. Hotshot, you have to get rid of one of these 2, which is a no-no. And this one is the same thing. I don't think so, right? You don't do anything here. She doesn't have an object, so she has to remove her 1 for Noko's 1, right? To trigger that. But if you're removing her 1 for Noko's 1, you have energy economy because Noko's 1 gives you energy. So there's no point to having Noko's 1 with a arcane. And that arcane, you have to remove one of these or one of these. And this is a massive DPS increase, and this is energy economy, a massive DPS increase, and this is a massive DPS increase, you know? So there's no point of removing any of the arcanes for the new arcane, because you need to subsume something. So Mesa is a no-no. Mesa is nothing for us to do with. Mirage Prime. The only thing I can see this being used on is like the clear build, but that's it. The thing about the clear build, she doesn't care about duration. And with 100% ability efficiency is like enough. I'm also missing a mod here. I don't know what the hell is supposed to be here, to be honest. I think energize. There we go. So you have to remove this for that, but do you need that? I don't know. I don't believe so. You technically can remove this, but you have to complement it with something. This is an ESO build, and who cares about that? I'm going to play her when she gets the heirloom dunes. It's going to be nice to look at. No mace, no mirage. There's no point. He kinda creates objects, but does he care about it? No. He is equilibrium warframe. Yeah, you just use this. You use that and that's like enough energy economy. He doesn't need it. Necros is a no-no. Neja doesn't really care about this. Yeah, Neja doesn't care about this. Nidus. You have to get rid of persistence and bellicose. The disco ball build. It's not good. It tickles enemies. Which one? The one that like floats above you or the one you just toss? The one that floats above you doesn't really care about ability efficiency. The one you toss cares about ability efficiency. I don't see this being used. Let's say this is an object. So you press this. But the thing about him is when you hit more than 3 enemies, you get energy back. And you always group up enemies and then you press this. And this is the only ability that like uses energy. This doesn't use energy. This doesn't use energy. This uses a little bit of energy and this like gives you energy back when you hit more than 3 enemies, which you always will, especially in Steel Path. So there's no point of me removing anything here for the new arcane. So Nidus is a no-no. Nokuk doesn't care about it, he has energy. Nova doesn't care about it. If it works with her teleport, it should work. I think Paulo said it does. I don't see a purpose. That's only like for open world and that's it. But why would you use that in open world when you have Arcwing? Also, open world is dead now. So there's no point to that whole arcane for her. Nyx doesn't care about it. Yeah, she doesn't care about it. Oberon doesn't care about it. Octavia doesn't care about it. Oroxia. That will be huge if it works in Oroxia, to be honest. But what will I remove? Hunter's Adrenaline? Maybe it works with this. Maybe it works with her minions. If it works with her minions, that will be really good. But does she need that? I don't know. She has her one. I have Hunter's Adrenaline on this build. I don't know. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I just don't. This might be good. this might be good. So we have this build. I'm going to copy this build here. The problem with this build is energy economy is slightly annoying. And yeah, energy economy is slightly annoying on this build. We can finally remove Transient Fortitude for Blind Rage. You're going to have a longer duration for your 4, which is nicer. We can also remove Multi-Augmented, which we have to for the new Arcane. Arcane Concentration is going to give us even more duration, so we're going to have 300% duration, which is awesome. What else? Equilibrium might be unnecessary, but we're still going to use... Maybe not, because we're spamming this, right? And this is going to cap it, correct? So... 12.5 is nothing. 6 is nothing. And your fort ability also should be nothing as well. They also patched null star spamming? Wait, what? What happened? What happened? Looks like it's fine, but what exactly happened, Dunes? I'm still a yellow critting. I'm still proccing a bunch of stats effects. He procs Viral Heat, Blast. I was worried. Protea. You still can't cast Dispensary as you enter the mission? On Protea? I don't use Dispensary. Because it works with her too. Her 2 is an object. You're not going to use this. You're going to use Runner Roar. And Runner Roar is going to dip your damage. So you're going to press your 2. You're going to use a lot of energy. And then your fort ability is going to use 25 energy. And this is going to use... Maybe it also works with Protea's grenade fans. They're also an object. You toss an object. If it works with this, that's awesome. If it only works with this, that's a shame. It should work with this. See how is there a cooldown? On what? On Nova? I'm getting confused, dudes. Oh, it's like slower? Are you talking about that? Yeah, it is slower. Yeah, it is slower. It does feel like it's slower. Yeah, it is slower. Huh. Interesting. Why would they attack this? Protea. So here's the thing. We're going to use this, right? So this is going to... 25, equilibrium. $20. It's going to be longer. It's going to be like over 20 seconds now. And this has like a more than enough range. Starting mission energy. 130. So 77 is still going to have 25. And this is going to be 6. So yeah, you're going to have enough energy. You just start by pressing this. So perfect. So equilibrium stays, 250 is enough. The problem is going to be, because this is duration based, right? Her 4 is an object, so you're going to press this, get the energy. We have to hope it works with her 1. Because you toss a stationary object. I don't know, I think people are going to be pissed if it doesn't work on some certain things, some certain objects. So Pablo has to freaking figure this shit out. Because to me, this is an object, this is an object, and this is an object. If you're telling me that any of these are not objects, you can go F yourself. You know, like this is an object. You literally toss, look at this. You're telling me this is not an object. This is an object. This is also an object. This is an object. And this is an object. These has to be objects. If this works with Protea's this, it needs to work. It literally needs to work. If it works with this ability, that will be amazing. Like, if it works with this, that's freaking amazing. If it doesn't, it's going to suck a little bit. I mean, technically, you can recast your 2. Right, you can do stuff like this. So you start the mission, you do this, then you press this ability, then this like hovers over you, right? Then you press this again, and then it recasts. Then you can recast your 4, right? So yeah, you can just recast your 2. Even if it doesn't work with her 1, you can just recast your 2. Do this. Do that. Oh my god, I need to always forget that you have to tap. Tap. It's still annoying how she works, but... that into this. Into spamming all of this stuff, right? Doing all this shenanigans. Then you watch your duration on your 4, right? You watch your duration on your 4. Press your 2. Then press your 4 again to recast. So boom, boom, boom. And always look at duration on your... There's so much shit you have to look at, right? You have to look at duration on your 2 now. You have to look at duration on your 4. No, you don't have to look at duration on your 2. You have to look at duration of the arcane and your 4. Because if you don't, you're going to do this annoying thing. You have to watch this shit. I don't know, we have to see. Protea is definitely going to use this. I think equilibrium is like more than enough. You're going to be killing enemies. We can maybe keep flow. Keep equilibrium. No, flow is useless here. No, flow is useless. I think it's going to be slightly clankier. Clunkier, not clanky. Clunkier. Like more duration, I guess. $21. This is going to be like 24 seconds duration. It's going to be like partially annoying. You no longer need this. There's no point in using this. Maybe add like ability strength. I mean, this thing doesn't scale that high. 500 goes up to like nearly 700. Wait, how much ability strength? 193. That's also without this. That's fine. Nothing special, but that's fine. This will give you like a larger shield and a faster shield per second, which is much better. You're not going to use Strength and Fortitude? Wait a second. Where is continuity? Continuity. We had freaking continuity. Fucking hell. This is what we need. 55% more duration. I need to add a V polarity or something. Yeah, continuity goes here. That's going to make it what? Nearly 300 duration. 300 duration without concentration. That's going to be 359% ability duration. This is going to make the fourth ability be 25 seconds. $25 on this. Rhino Roar is going to be over a minute. This is going to last for quite a while as well. Your 2 doesn't really care about duration. Precision Intensify, that's only going to buff your 4. Fuck you. I wish your 4 wasn't so annoying. I wish it was like better. So yeah, I believe it's going to be continuity over here. And fuck flow. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that being used like that. Alright, I will add Protea. Protea. Prime. Yep. I will leave this build like this. And we're going to wait for the mod. And next one. Corvex. So here's the thing about this guy. First things first, Corvex sucks ass. Second, if we can snapshot the arcane, we might change some stuff. We might change this. Maybe keep this. Do I keep this battery? I think we do. I think we get rid of this. So you lose your energy economy. What is it called? $10. 20.5. 15.35. This just resets. And then you add continuity. And that becomes like 5. Drain per second becomes 0.12. Doesn't drain that fast. But we have to hope these snapshots. Yeah, that will last for quite a while, and if you start killing enemies... that's going to last even longer. We do have continuity. This is here, that's just going to give you damage. So maybe we keep health conversion. Health conversion battery for maximum energy. Or I can use flow. Remove this and replace this for... Blind Rage. No, Blind Rage is still here. Yeah, Blind Rage is here. I can do this. I was thinking doing that. Flow with this and that. Maybe it's unnecessary if I do this. Maybe. We do... We do this. We do Transient Fortitude. That's also going to be better for armor stripping with this thing. And that should be better. So you're going to have a better armor strip. So you're going to start by pressing this. So starts the mission with 50 energy. So you're going to press your first ability, which is 38 energy. And then you press your 4, which becomes... $25 energy. That's also without fuse. Drain increase per second. Drain per second. So it's 5 energy per second. And you start with 6.25. So that's enough. So you press the first ability. Press 2, going to your 4. There's going to be 50 energy. That's going to drop all the way to 12.5. So yeah, 1, 2, 4. And start beaming enemies. If it snapshots. If it doesn't snapshot, this is garbage. Yeah, question mark is going to be on Corvex. Revenant doesn't need that. Rhino doesn't care about it. Seren doesn't care about it. Sevagot, if this works with his 1, that'll be huge. That'll be fucking huge. That'll be huge, man. That will be massive. What the fuck was here? I don't remember. Does anybody remember? I don't remember. Let me check. Arcing concentration. So what was the gimmick with Sevagot? The gimmick with Sevagot was... Let me just check. So Sevagot... how much ability strength do you need to cap this shit again? Alright, it says here. Here's the thing. Why use universal fallout anymore if you have max efficiency? Because 200 energy per second is not going to sustain you forever. And having another layer is quite nice. Plus, what else would you put on him? Everything is useless. Molt Augmented is like the best option over Universal Fallout. Everything is garbage on Corvex. You're forever in a stationary, not stationary, channeling ability. So with just freaking those 2 arcanes, you are forever in your 4. If it snapshots. The thing about this guy, if this works, let's say the ghost is an object. I don't know if that's going to be an object. I will add Sevagot on the list, but we can still look at it. So I believe you still need Rhino Roar, right? You still need Rhino Roar to snapshot. One tap everything. Let me remove this. Nobody plays Silence Gloom anymore. Who the fuck plays Caster Sevagot? Not Caster. Buffer Sevagot. Remove this shit. So, Reap Saw, so you're going to remove this for... I think you're still going to use this, right? Yeah, Rhino Roar, not the fort ability, Rhino Roar. So you remove this. Let me copy this build here. So... Is this the build? Did I fuck up something? Did I copy the other build here? Oh, I think I did, didn't I? Oh, this is the normal Sevagot. Jesus Christ. Oh, I was looking at the normal Sevagot. Son of a bitch. I removed a silence from him. Who cares? So if I were to copy this build here... What did you remove? Why are you like this, you shitty game? When I want you to copy something, you copy it. Why are you swapping shit? Shitty game. So... Mold Augmented we get rid of. Yeah, we get rid of this. We keep Concentration. We use the new mod. If it works with this... So we then remove... What do we remove here? Transient Fortitude? Maybe remove Transient Fortitude for Blind Rage. That also gives us duration. The duration on this ability is going to be 30 seconds, which is more than enough. So then we don't need this anymore. So I can use something else over here if I want. We can go back to Mold Augmented, use the new energy economy. Equilibrium still stays, or maybe get rid of Equilibrium and use Flow, or maybe toss Flow. I mean, this is going to be like, what, 12? There's going to be 6 energy, this is going to be 12, right? Rhino Roar, we Snapshot, so this is no longer needed. And because Rhino Roar is over here, we can just buff Rhino Roar with more Precision Intensify, and your burst DPS is just going to be higher. We still have a massive AoE. We can also... No, not really. Maybe yes. Maybe yes. Maybe we can finally use this. Not that. Use Overextended. We still have to keep these two together, so we get rid of that for Overextended over here. We're still going to one-shot, I believe. Multi-augmented. Rhino Roar is going to be much higher. Overextended. So that's 100%, over 100% vulnerable. That should be enough to one-shot. The Rhino Roar is going to be stronger because of Precision Intensify. So this negative is not going to infect Rhino Roar that much. We still get more ability strength. And that's going to be more range, more strength, slightly less duration, which is whatever, and capped ability efficiency. And your shield gating is going to be nicer. Yeah, you're going to have a nicer shield gating. Because your abilities will use less energy. So looking at this build, how much ability strength is this? This is 200 and this gives you 60 at cap, right? That's 275. Then you look at this build, it's going to be 259. No, yes, 259. So we lose a little bit of ability strength. Rhino Roar is stronger. Yeah, this is going to be just better. If it works with his one. We're still going to one tap. Yeah, we're still going to one tap. Yeah, you don't need it. You need to have 255 plus Rhino Roar to one tap all the way to level cap. And if you want to have a easier one tap, you use viral, something that procs viral, like Tazicore or a primer, for the easier one tap. But this will lead to without viral procs, just smoother. If it all depends if this is an object. You release something. Is that an object? Question mark. If this isn't an object, this build is garbage. You're going to use this. You're just going to go back and use this. He is not really that comfy to play, sadly. If this becomes an object and use the new arcane, he's going to be very comfy, and I can see a lot of Sevigod players. His biggest problem is modding. He needs a lot of mods to fix all the problems. And if that new arcane fixes that problem, he's going to be so much better. So much better. I will add Sevigod to the list, but who knows? I believe Pablo knows that he's quite powerful now. Who knows? We just have to wait and see. Where are we? Sevigod Steinax. What is an object? His 4 is not an object. His 3 is not an object. His 2 is not an object. His 1 is not an object. I don't believe he has an object. Yeah. I believe this build does not... His 1 is an object. He looks like a projectile that you like toss and does damage in crowd controls. I don't know. Let's say his 1 is an object. But do you remove... for Noresh? So you have to press your 1, then press your 3, then press your 4, then watch your 4, then press your 1, then press your 4, then press your 1, then press your 4. 1 4 1 4 1 4 1 4. And then you recast this, then 1 4 1 4 1 4 1 4. Right, that's the gameplay loop with him. I don't mind waiting. I will wait. I will add Stynex to the list, but I don't know if his one is an object. Stynex is going to be on the list to look at with the new mod. He might like it, right? It's just going to be much comfier for him for spamming his 4. And you can also build him a little bit differently. He's going to be just comfier, better, and maybe slightly stronger. Temple. He's getting a new arcane. Not new arcane, augment. No. No. This might be an object, but I don't know. It's a weapon. Then exalted weapons should be an object, but they're not. And he's 1. What does... Yeah, this is... I don't believe anything here is an object. Yeah. You just release a visual thing onto enemies and that's it. There's nothing that he does that creates objects. Without carpal tunnel. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can show you here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I made a build video, dudes. Remember? Remember? I remember, I guess. I think. Titania. This is not an object. Technically, she creates an object. Technically, this is an object. When you use this on enemies, you create like... You can see right here on the image. It creates like an object, like an illusion of an enemy. Question mark, maybe. This is not an object. Her 3, I can't even see her 3. It's also not an object. Her 4 is exalted stuff. She does create objects with her butterflies, the small dudes. But then you have to recast her 4, and can you... I don't know, can you even snapshot? If you can snapshot, that will be nice. Then you can be forever in this ability and never care about energy economy ever. I will leave a question mark. I don't know if this will be good. I'm also thinking about helmet abilities, but like using like Noko's energy economy on Titania is kind of garbage. I will leave a question mark. What time is it? I will look at all of these frames before I go. Trinity, does she create an object? No. No, 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 and no. They're just visuals. Links, enemies, no. No. She doesn't need it. She has energy economy. She doesn't need it. Urinal. His minions are an object, but they are passive, so that's 100% uptime. That's never going to happen. This is maybe an object. Maybe, but does he really care about that? I don't know. I don't believe so. He has energy economy with this, right? So I don't believe so. He needs that. Valbano. Valbano. Oh yeah, I deleted that build. I forgot. This is the AoE spam build, right, that I made? I believe his 1 is an object, his 4 is an object. His 4 has to be an object, so... 140. So you're going to use 100 energy, then you're going to start spamming this, get energy, then spam this. And it now lasts for longer, so this should be better. This should be much better now. So we're going to remove this. But now we have a pointless dash polarity. I'll be honest with you, Chief. I don't feel like making a Valb on a YouTube video. To be honest. Yeah, let's ignore this guy. Just don't feel like it. He's boring as shit. Volt. His 3 is an object, right? You place down a shield. But does he need this? I don't believe so. Both Buffer and Caster doesn't need this, so that's useless. Varuna doesn't need that as well. She has energy economy. She places down an object, but she doesn't need that at all. Yeah, she doesn't need that at all. Wukong doesn't need that. Zaku doesn't really care about that. Yareli doesn't need that. Zephyr doesn't need that. And Valkyr doesn't need that. So that should be it. I will add Valbon to the list, but I don't care about him. So that should be it. No, I think it's going to make some of the builds better. So the Warframes and all these builds that I looked at, most of these builds nearly every player has. It's like 1 or 2 mods difference most of the time. The Warframes that will really like the new Arcane are Frost Prime, Gara Prime, Ivara Prime is a question mark. Jade is a question mark, but she's going to love that a lot. Korra Prime, Limbo Prime, Mag Prime, Protea Prime, Korvax, Sevagot Prime, Stynex Prime, Titania Prime is a question mark, and Vauban Prime. Everybody else doesn't really need this. If it works with Grendel's 4, I will add Grendel. I will add a question mark as well. If it works with his 4 because he like shoots out the enemy, it maybe counts as a as an object. I don't know. We will see. It does make the enemy bounce around. It has a health bar. We will see. But most of these frames don't really care about it. Yeah, most of these frames don't really care about it. I do have to look into the helmets, but it's more important on the base frame and the main ability than a helmet. So looking at all these frames with the new Arcane, some of them will kind of like it. Severgod might be the strongest one. With the new Arcane, it's just going to fix everything. Frost will like it a little bit. Gara will love that shit a lot. Korra will love that shit. Atlas doesn't need it. But yeah, I think that's it. That's it. We're going to look at the AoE weapons next week. Next week. Don't feel like looking at it tomorrow because I want to play PoE 2 tomorrow. PoE 2! Tomorrow. We're going to finish Act 3 and enter Act 4. Yep. But yeah. Oh, wait. Before I despawn. Iron Wake Lady, Teshen, remember? Was that the David jacket? Yes. And this pistol pistol, 2 pistols. Give me that and max this shit out. Thank you, Iron Wake Lady. CP, I wasn't a big fan of the game, but I do like the music of the anime. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Session. Cool, Bob. Sure. Give me that as well. See you, Session. See you next week, you son of a bitch. Okay, that's it. That's the weekly. The weekly was good. It was surprisingly good. It was surprisingly good. There we go. You forgot Rivens? Iron Wake? No, I grabbed the... I got 2 pistols. I got 2 pistols. I got 2 pistol Rivens. Shitty Rivens. I'm excited for the new update. I hope it works with Jade, man. Like, this shit will be huge. This shit will be truly huge if it works with her 1. Or her 3. It should work with her 3. You press this, it creates an object like floats around you. You can easily, you can easily recast this. This is 50 energy, so it's going to be 12.6. So 12.6, easily recastable. This is barely going to use any energy per second. Oh, that's going to be so nice. You're going to give everybody 300% active damage, 71% freaking ability strength, even more. I think this has... Oof, that's going to be so good. These 2 for survivability, plus this gives you survivability. That's going to be so good. If it works on her, we have to wait and see. But yeah, that's it for now, boys. Thank you yet again, everybody, for watching. Thank you. Tomorrow I'm going to continue PoE2 stuff, no Warframe. I've only played Warframe during the weeklies, like weekly is reset until the update. There's nothing to do in Warframe. The last update, Follies, whatever, was horrible, sadly. But yeah, thank you yet again, everybody, for watching. Thank you. See you all next time. GG's, everybody. GG's. Goodbye.